15th August 1947, when India finally became free after nearly 200 years of British Raj. And we all know India's side of the story, the protests, the struggle, and the leaders who never gave up. But there is another side to the story, the side that happened thousands of miles away in Britain. The empire that once ruled almost the entire world was now exhausted, broke, and pressurized from every direction. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanya, and today's video is about what was happening in Britain when India got its independence. For centuries, India was a source of wealth for Britain. Our jute, cotton, tea, spices filled British pockets, and the taxes collected from Indians paid British projects and their soldiers. But over time, their own policies and wars turned that advantage into a burden. Now, the year is 1945. Britain had just survived 6 years long of brutal World War II, and the cost was over £20 billion, most of which was borrowed by the US. So after the war, Britain's economy was exhausted, industries were damaged, and people were struggling for basic rations. Moreover, the US suddenly cut off its Lend-Lease aid to UK, so UK was borrowing more money just to keep its country running. Paying troops, administrators, and building infrastructure, it all cost a fortune. So India, which was once a jewel in the empire's crown, was now a financial burden. So when the people of your own country are struggling for basic things like food, job, and housing, overseas wars and colonies are no longer a priority. And that is exactly what happened with Britain. Then came a political shift. By July 1945, Winston Churchill, the man who sworn that India should never get freedom, lost the elections, and Clement Attlee from Labour Party came into power with the promise that he will rebuild Britain from the ground up. And the priority was food, healthcare, job, and security to ordinary citizens of Britain, not controlling faraway colonies. So for Attlee and his ministers, losing India was not seen as a threat, but something that was inevitable. Now, this political change brought a very practical shift in the mindset. Britain no longer had the political will to control India at all at any cost. Because India was not Britain's only problem. Colonies across the empire were pushing back. In Palestine, people were openly rebelling. In Malaya, there were increased insurgencies. Across Africa, there were independence movements. And every one of these uprisings required money, attention, and manpower. And Britain didn't have any. Plus, the United States, which was then the world's dominant superpower, was also pushing Britain to decolonize. And then came a shock Britain never really expected. In 1946, the Royal Indian Naval Mutiny. It started in Bombay and quickly spread to Karachi, Calcutta, and Madras. Thousands of soldiers refused to obey orders over poor pay, bad conditions. But this was not just a protest over food and wages. It was a clear signal that Indian soldiers, which was once the backbone of British Raj, were now no longer loyal. And this was huge for Britain, because without Indian soldiers, they could not enforce control on India. So suddenly, the British Raj's most important pillar, the military power, started shaking from within. And this made it very clear that holding on to India, it could be impossible. By early 1947, Britain had no choice. In February, Attlee announced that India would gain independence by June 1948, not 1947. So he sent Mountbatten over as the last viceroy to manage the whole transition. But when Mountbatten came to India, he saw communal violence and political tensions. And he realized that waiting a whole year is going to be very risky. So he moved the date forward by 10 months. And that is how 15th August 1947 became India's Independence Day, sooner than anyone in Britain had originally planned. India's independence came after decades of sacrifice, struggle, and sheer determination. But it also came at a time when Britain could no longer hold on. Their economy, their politics, and even their army were all stretched to the limit. On 15th August 1947, tricolour rose in New Delhi, and India stepped into freedom. But across the world, Britain had to face the truth that it could no longer ignore. The empire that once thought was unshakable was coming to an end. History itself had bowed to people who refused to be ruled. India was free, and the world was never going to be the same again.